Well, fellow Toastmasters and most welcome guests, and especially Eric, an icebreaker speech is to overcome whatever nervousness there is about getting up, perhaps for the first time in front of a group, although I don't think that's the case here, to introduce the new member to the club, and to begin to structure the speech with a clear opening body and conclusion. And I thought you met all of these objectives very effectively. We got to learn about you. The speech did have a clear structure, and I will discuss that. And I didn't really see any explicit signs of nervousness. You moved the lectern out of the way and gave the speech totally without notes, which is outstanding for an icebreaker speech. It's brave and shows that you have a lot of comfort in terms when it comes to getting up and delivering some kind of speech or presentation. So I suspect you may have done this before. The structure of your speech was chronological, and that's the manual for the purpose of our guests. There's a manual that we all work through. The manual suggests an opening, body, and conclusion, and there was some of that, but with a chronological speech, the main flow is, okay, I started here, and then this happened, and then this happened, and this happened, and here I am today. And that was very clear. It allowed us to follow along with what you were doing, and you had a clear demarcation between each of them. So you began saying, I was born in Salinas, and I went to school, and I did this in college. And then what I thought was one of my favorite parts of the speech, where you talked about the turning point, where you said you had some challenges with your schooling, and then things turned around, and from that time on it was all looking up, if not clear sailing. I particularly liked it when you said, "What a great move!" That just a marvelous way to capture our attention and focus on what it is you're talking about. So, and you went from the chronological structure, which is very large, to say, well, let me describe a typical day, which is also chronological but a little more minuscule. And then you get up and have coffee, etc., and then you're in work. And then you move to the future, which is what you want to do for there. So you just took us marvelously through this trajectory of what you've been doing so far. Now, I do have a few suggestions, and I have a few more suggestions than I normally would for an icebreaker speech, precisely because I think you have given presentations before. You asked me to look for ahs and things like that, and I heard a lot of ahs, and I heard a lot of you-knows. So what I would recommend is to particularly work on those, especially if you're giving a presentation. Those ahs and you-knows really devalue your credibility as a speaker. The more effectively you can have clear, crisp sentences, and the less you can have those fillers, the more you'll be able to get your point across. I thought the ending was a little bit abrupt. I could have used a little bit of recapping, and I would watch for some unconscious hand gestures and a little less than stable stance. I particularly appreciate your voice, though. You have a marvelous voice. It projected very well, and I really look forward to hearing lots more from you.